This is a video on the TELESIN quick release mount for your backpack and belt. Now I have done a video on the Anwar quick release backpack and belt mount for your camera, and I'll leave a tag up here for that video, so that'll be up there. This is TELESIN's version. Now TELESIN's version is so similar to the Peak Design Capture V1 version that I personally believe it is the Capture V1 version, and obviously TELESIN has probably most likely bought the patent from Capture to proceed to make this. Now I do know there's other YouTubers that have reviewed the same mount through another person who was selling on eBay, so but that on eBay and Amazon, but that person no longer exists, that company. So I don't know if TELESIN has bought them out and bought the patent to make this. I really couldn't say because they're so similar in design. But anyway, let's open this and see the product. So when you buy it from Amazon, which I bought this from Amazon, it cost me £13.78 pence to buy. And you get it exactly like this. It comes with the word TELESIN in this pack here, which is out of plastic. On the bottom we have some Chinese writing again, and a telephone number, and made in China, recyclable, and TELESIN, and their web page there. Now inside you get another bag and in this bag now we'll take out this and you'll get the mount here. So we have the mount, we have a Allen key, and in the other bag we have a J buckle mount, another GoPro mount, and now another mount here, and I'll tell you what that one's about. And then we have another bag within a bag which has an Allen key. I'll take that one out. Which has an Allen key, and a thumb screw. Now I'll move these away first and we'll take a look at the mount itself. Now the mount itself is an all metal construction here with the words TMC on it. Now my guess is that was the company prior to TELESIN that was making this, but that's what I think, it's just my opinion. But anyway, onto it. We have the mount is all metal. It is lightweight, but there's a little bit of weight to it. This part here, on this platform here, is rubber, and that's a 1/4 inch thread. We go on the side here. This is the releasing button here. These are the tightening buttons to tighten this to your belt or to your backpack. And this is the tightening screw here to stop this from shaking, or stop it from shaking, and it's a more secure mount screw for this platform. Now on the back here we have cutouts to make it even more lighter, and here we have a 1/4 inch screw thread, so this can be screwed down on a tripod if you want to use this as the quick release plate, or on a selfie stick and to use this quick release plate. Now if you've seen the Anwar video, what I've done on the Anwar one, it's basically the same principle. You release these two screws, this cantilevers out, and then you put the strap or your belt in there, cantilever that back, tighten these down, and that's secure. But anyway, before we even do that, I'll show you what the other platforms are for. So the quick release screw here, by pressing down on this button here, the plate comes off, and underneath here we have the locking pin here. So that operates, this button here operates this locking pin here. The locking screw operates this platform here, this press there. So as you screw that in, this comes more and more in, and that will lock obviously this platform. Now the reason why I said this is so similar to the Peak design, because the Peak design had a P here and a D here, and obviously the tail of the P is missing and the tip of the D is missing, leaving us with just two O's. So as I said, they could have bought the paintings from Peak design to carry on, because obviously Peak design has gone on to version 3 of this, which is slightly smaller, but they are pricey. It's about £60 for the Peak design, while as I said, this one is just under £14. So, but both do the same thing. Now this platform goes on your camera here, so it fits onto your camera to lock your camera onto there. But as I said, if you've seen the other video, you'd see how that one works. Now for your GoPro camera, you have to use this platform. Now this platform is made out of plastic, it's not made out of metal, and on the back it has the same kind of, I'd say teeth, then on the same kind of teeth on the bottom on the plastic one along with the metal, and this simply slides in. Now that slides in, if I do releasing plates here, slides in and then clips into there. Now you can mount your GoPro straight on there. Now that right is for not. So you can mount your GoPro on this, but your GoPro will be constantly looking at an angle like that. So you can mount it onto there, your GoPro, but it'd be looking on an angle like that. So what you need, and this is how you place this in, is the J buckle mount. Now the J buckle mount, you clip this in and make sure that's locked into place. If I tighten these down, so I tighten them down, and what you do, you get this J buckle mount here, and that fits in to there. And then using the pin, the thumb screw that you get, you screw that in. And then your GoPro fits onto here. And your GoPro mount fits onto the J buckle, so that now it can look out straight. Now not only it can look straight out, but by slightly releasing this pin, you can have, say this was fastened to your bag, which is on your bag strap, you can make the camera point in that direction and fasten it. So you can have the camera point in that direction or straight in front or in that direction. So it gives you the option to move the camera on 2 axes, that way, and obviously up or down So you got 2 points that way, up or down. So that is very good, considering that if you bought this same thing from Peak Design, same mount, these mounts would come extra. You had to pay extra for them. Now, as for the other one, I'll take this camera out. As for the other mount, which is this one, if you release the mounting plate by pressing down again on this button, releases the plate, turn the plate, bring that down, and we attach this plate and then screw using this thumbnail, this thumb screw. Actually, it'd be better if we take the plate off. Actually, it'd be more easier to turn the plate that way. Press down on the button. That locks in. As you can see, it's locked in. And now put the plate on. And now the reason why I say it's easier, because now you can turn this out. Release that. Because it is a bit fiddly to put the thumb screw on, being so close to these screws, but we'll release this plate out and release that one out. Release that plate out. Now put that thumb screw in there. Make sure the holes are lined up. So we line up the holes. We put that thumb screw that you got into there. Now that's a platform. Now obviously I haven't fully tightened it, but once you fully tighten it, that's a platform. Now this is for your regular point and shoot cameras, or any action camera such as the SJ cams, the Xiaomi cams, Xiaomi action cameras, etc., that have a 1/4 inch thread on the bottom. They can just plainly sit on top. Now I'm going to use my GoPro as a demonstration, even though I'll use my GoPro camera as a demonstration and what I'm talking about. If I take the camera out, obviously the GoPro doesn't have a 1/4 inch thread at the bottom, but the SJ cam and the Xiaomi cameras and other Chinese action cameras, they do have a 1/4 inch thread on the bottom. You simply screw that in and that camera would sit like that on there. So instead of using the J buckle mount, you would use this platform and simply screw that in. Now the Allen key is for to screw the 1/4 inch thread, because this doesn't have the typical camera 1/4 inch screw where there's a flathead where you can use a coin to secure it. Even on the platform here, it needs the Allen key, or you can use the loop here to fasten it. But anyway, I'm going to show you a demonstration with this on, not with this platform, with the GoPro mount on, and also with the camera. So I'm going to show you with the GoPro and the camera how it looks on the bag. So now we've got it on the bag here. as I said, same principle applies. You unloose these screws, cantilever it out, put the bottom plate behind the bottom of the strap, cantilever, swing it back into place, and then tighten up the 2 screws. Now the platform, which I showed you already, is now screwed on the bottom of this camera. Now all you do, simply, now this is the best way I would do, is hold your strap here, get the camera and simply slide it, and it will lock into place, and that's it. Your camera is now locked into place. So if I'm pulling at it now, as you can see, the camera is locked into place. Now if you can hear, as you can hear, a slight bit of shake, so you use that screw here, the locking in screw, tighten it. You don't have to tighten it really tight, just enough that it stops, when it stops, and that's it. As you can hear, nothing. So that camera now is locked into place. Now I'm going to do the jump test. And you can see that camera, it's wedged on there. Now if somebody was to try and pull your camera to try and snatch it from you, see, they're going to have to pull. They're not only pulling the camera, but the strap and your bag. They're pulling you with the bag, so nobody can take that. And that's how it looks with your camera. Now you've got to bear it in mind, if it's a DSLR camera with a very big lens, this mount would not suit. I will not suggest using this type of mount at all, because I personally think it isn't really, even though it's designed for DSLR cameras, I think DSLR cameras with huge lenses, I mean lenses up to that size, I don't think it will suit with this mount. So bear that in mind. But for these mirrorless cameras and small DSLR cameras with medium-sized lenses, or even the pancake lenses, they're great. So that's how it looks with the camera. So I'm going to now take that off. So remember to take that off, remember to unscrew the locking screw. Now you don't have to have the locking screw all the time, like, you can leave that off if you want, because the camera is still there. But if you want to eliminate that rattling, that slight kind of jiggling movement, then you use the locking screw. Then you use that button here, press that, slide the camera up, you got your camera out. So that's using the camera platform. Now using the GoPro one, which I already showed you, which was that platform with the thumb screw and the J buckle mount here, works the same way. I suggest hold your strap, get your camera with the mount on, slide it down, you'll hear it click into place, and that's it. Now I think because this is plastic, the mount is plastic here, you don't hear so much rattling. No, sorry, that's my drain there. Now with this mount you don't hear so much rattling, but for peace of mind, use the tightening screw here, and that's it. And that's your mount for the GoPro or action camera with using the J buckle mount. And as you can see, you can point the camera, in any direction. See? Now you can set it in that direction by using the thumb screw, and it will lock it in. takes a bit of turning, but it will lock it in, and then use your regular thumb screw there to keep that tight, and you can have it locked in into any position. But as I says, it gives it a movement of side to side, and by slightly loosening that, an up and down motion as well. So that's great for using with the GoPro. With the GoPro camera. Now, if you've got a GoPro Hero 7 or a DJI Osmo Action, the up and down and jiggling movement obviously will be smoothed out due to their great stabilization. So as I said, if you want a camera that will eliminate any of that, go for them too. But anyway, as I said, with this mount, as you can see, you can have your GoPro camera fixed on there. Now, in case you're wondering if any thieves will come past, or if you're in a crowded area and somebody's going to pull that, there, and I'm tugging at it, and that ain't going anywhere. Obviously it'll bend this out, but they can't simply run off with this. That ain't going anywhere at all. That's staying, it's staying where it is. So as you can see, that's with the GoPro mount. Now I'm going to show you how it would look on your belt with this mount. Not so much with the GoPro, unless you want a low down shot, but more or less to carry your mirrorless and DSLR cameras. So now for your belt. Now I would suggest the point where the releasing pin, I'll have it upside down so you can press that way rather than press that way. It's up to you. Some people have it that way because it's easy for them to press, but okay, just for the sake of it, we'll go with it that way up. And what we'll do is same again. You have it like this. You put that pin under there, so that section goes under. Release the pin there. Clamp that in. So screw them in tight. So that is literally fastened on the belt. And now with your camera, remember with the platform on, you simply push it in that way. You don't need to do it that way. It's simply that way. Obviously this way it's got to go in because there's a little, I'll try and get it in the picture there, there's a little notch here what stops it from running straight through, so you need to put it in from that side. And that's it, that's clipped in. That's it. And I'll jump up and down. As you can see, that's clipped in, and I haven't even touched the locking pin. So if I touch the locking screw there, sorry, and lock that in, that's it. Now the camera is here, locked in, and I'll jump again. Like you see, that is locked in, it ain't going anywhere. And now I'll do a sit down test to show you what it's like. It's a sit down test, and that's how the camera is. Now I've got a 15 to 45mm lens, mirrorless camera lens on here, Canon camera lens on this camera. Now it's slightly digging in, slightly, because only because I've put that there. If I brought it around to here, I wouldn't feel it, because that now the camera will be on my side. So bear it in mind when you're putting on this unit. Try and get it there, because if you've got a longer lens, obviously it'd be difficult to sit down, so you need to move that mount more over to the side. But if I had the pancake lens on, the 22mm lens on, I wouldn't feel it at all. And that's how this looks with the camera on and sitting down. Now I'll release that. Now I'm going to place the GoPro on there. And use a tightening pin. Now that's with the GoPro on, and as you can see, obviously it's much smaller with the GoPro on. If I sit down there, it's perfectly all right. Now you could have the GoPro on there if you want to, at this level, if you want to get a completely unique shot. It is up to you. You can have it on your waist here, or if you want to, you can bring it slightly round by moving your belt, and just have the GoPro sitting up here. But the only thing is, you might have to put an adapter on here to bring the GoPro out even more, to angle the camera more upright. But otherwise, if you just want a straightforward shot like that, no problem having the GoPro sitting here. So, and the same again, you can use the locking nut here, tightening nut, to keep that in more secure. And as I says, look, that's not going anywhere at all. And then if you want to release it, same thing again, push down on the pin, take that off, and that's it. You got your GoPro in your hand. So that's my video on the sorry about this. That's my video on the TELESIN quick release mount for backpack and belts for your camera. Please do me a favor. Let me raise this camera up. Sorry. Thanks, Ray. Please do me a favor. Please give us a thumbs up. Please like and subscribe. If you've got any comments, please leave it down in the notes, in the comment section, sorry. Especially if you got this mount or you're thinking of getting it, leave a comment down there. Thanks for watching.